guys, it's Amy from Nail Polish Baby 90 and welcome to today's video. This week is going to be a very busy week on my channel. There is going to be 4 videos up in 4 days. It's going to be crazy, so I hope you guys enjoy it. The reason for the massive amounts of videos are going to be that I want you to do obviously swatch them all. I'm doing a collab tomorrow, and then I have a throwback Thursday video on Thursday, so it's really busy. And why did I feel that I needed to get this video crammed in on the Tuesday? Well, I want to tell you, this is my 200th YouTube video. I kind of was going to do something around my 100th and I completely lost track of it, and when I was doing some comments the other day, I noticed that it came up at like 198 and I was like, I need to do something for my 200th. So here we are. This is going to be my nail polish story. Now I know I've seen videos about my makeup story and my nail polish story on other people's channels. Definitely Zenora and Yuki have done something similar to this, so I have not created the concept, but I am just here to tell you my experience and story with nail polish, going from when I was younger to all the way up to present day, telling you what I like, what I don't like, where I bought from, where I haven't bought from, just a bit of a chit chat. I will be showing you polishes as we go along, but for the most part this is going to be a bit of a story time video. So if you want to hear me waffle on about nail polish, just keep watching. Let's get comfy. I've written some notes down. So basically when I was really little, I became a nail biter, and I bit my nails all the way through primary school and halfway through my secondary school. When I was 14, there was a school project at school. They wanted somebody that in my science class that had bitten their nails to knot for 3 weeks, and they were going to record the growth, and they were also doing something with someone else's hair. They wanted to measure like nail and hair growth on people, so I volunteered myself as that person, and that really stopped my nail biting. I don't know why I ever did it in the first place, but it was quite easy to just switch it off and I didn't bite my nails anymore. And from then I just kind of had normal nails. I didn't take care of them or anything. When I was about 16, I started buying nail polish. Now I think this is because at this age I got my first part-time job. When I was about 16 and a half, I got my first part-time job, so I had a lot more money available for spending. So I started off buying a lot of Barry M nail polishes, a lot of Rimmel nail polishes, which are in the kind of $2.50 to $2.99 price limit. I remember with my Barry M's that I would wear, like I had like a yellow, like the most wearable colour in the world, black, like, and then 3 or 4 blues, and then like a tealy colour. Those are like my core colours. And I remember when I was in my final year of secondary school, I actually got told to go take my nail polish off because we weren't meant to be wearing it, and I just distinctly remember me and my friend like just deciding that we weren't going to do it, or we were going to do it but we were going to miss the whole lesson, like in strike to that. We were like, fine, we're going to go remove it, and we're going to take a whole hour to remove it, because that's what badass teenagers we thought we were. So from that point, from 16 up to about 20, I wore it sporadically. If I was having a special occasion I would wear it, but it wasn't something I wore every single day. When I was 20, I decided, around 19, 20, I decided that the best way for me to grow my nails and make them look nice was for them to be painted, because I wouldn't bite my nails or anything like that. I would want to keep them as beautiful as I could do if they were painted. So this kind of started me on the trend of wanting to paint my nails every day. So when did social media and me taking my nails a little bit more seriously come into play? So in 2012, when I was 21, I remember that I first did my first ever nail art, and for some reason I like googled nail art, and in my head I decided randomly I was going to do some nail art, and I can't remember the name of the channel, but if I can, I remember there was a website that I used for these 3 tutorials that I can remember off the top of my head. So the first ones that I did was I did a white to blue ombre, I did galaxy nails, and then I did an acid wash denim look, which actually looked quite, they all didn't look bad, but the cleanup was really the worst part of them. I had nail polish like everywhere, all on my hands, and that kind of started me looking on the internet and me looking to social media for different nail polish things. Now in the start I thought I was going to do nail art, and I thought that would be the thing that I really wanted to focus on, but I've always been a collector, an addict. I've always been even when I was younger, I couldn't have one. I had to have the whole set, and I wanted to keep them pristine and clean. And when I kind of found out about this nail polish world that existed with collections and themes, my mind was like, oh my god, you could collect this. And that's kind of what went through my mind at the start of it. So when in my quest to find out more about nail polish, I kind of went to YouTube a little bit, and I remember watching Plasma Speedo. I don't think she does videos anymore. She did an hour-long YouTube video of all of her China Glaze and OPI collection, and I was literally like dumbfounded, like that is what I want. So from there I kind of went into a bit of like looking into China Glaze. First of all was the first mainstream like salon brand that I went in to look about. So I looked to the internet and I bought 2 from Amazon, and I still have them. So these are my very first China Glaze. They are very random as you look at them together. The first one here was Light as Air, which is a beautiful white based purple pastel. And the other one that I got randomly, I have no idea why, was Aggro from the Hunger Games collection, which is kind of like this olivey, ugly, pretty, chromey kind of colour. And I remember getting them from Amazon. I think the price probably would have swayed my buying on those, but those were the first 2 China Glaze that I bought. From there I remembered googling like cheap China Glaze, where to buy China Glaze, and I came across a website. The website was called Hollywood Nail Supply. Still exists today, and it will be linked down below for you, but it's very different from when I bought from them. So back in the day, they are still really cheap. They're actually based out of a shop in Peckham in London, but I've heard that the actual shop is like a palace, like amazing. But the online is not as wide as the selection, and the shipping is quite expensive now, but it wasn't back in the day then. And out of I think I bought 5 or 6, but I can't remember all of them, but I can remember these 3. These are 3 out of the 5 that I bought from Hollywood Nail Supply. The first one we have is Fly, which is this kind of purple colour, and it also has a pink shimmer shift in there. I then bought Sneakerhead, which is this beautiful pinky corally red colour, and I also bought Sky High Top, which is this bright blue with a subtle blue shimmer shift in there as well. That was pretty much my 2012. That is what I kind of bought. I built up my collection a little bit more than, like I say, I bought a few more from Amazon and stuff, but that was the core. Now we get to 2013, at the end of 2012, sorry, I found out about Sally's Beauty Supply. So I frantically was like googling where is there one near me, and then had to try and understand the trade, no trade aspect of it, and I found one near me that was non-trade. So just after Christmas we went to go visit my then he was just my boyfriend but now my husband's grandparents, and they lived near one. So I remember we stopped outside and I was literally so nervous because I was like, what if I've got it wrong? What if it's trade only? What if they're going to kick me out and not let me buy any? But I went in and they had a massive sale on. So they had all of the Christmas collection from China Glaze discounted, so I picked up a ton of those, and then also they had some of the I think it was the James Bond collection by OPI. Now at the time I was like, no, I'm not going to get any OPI, I'm just going to concentrate on China Glaze, I'm not going to get any OPI. But I was tempted by one, so I picked up 1 or 2 from that collection. One of them was definitely Live and Let Die, and then I went on my merry way. And then I realised after googling about the James Bond collection what a mistake I had made. I went back very quickly, maybe a week later, but they'd all gone. So that's one of my biggest nail polish regrets. So yeah, I discovered Sally's in the start of 2013, and that was really my jam for like the next maybe year. Yeah, all of 2013 I loved Sally's, and then at that point, wrongly possibly, I was more like, I just want to collect them all. I just want to collect all the polishes. If they were £1, £2, I would buy them. I wouldn't really care what colour they were. I was just game for getting them all. So that was what I did for quite a lot of that time. Now in April 2013, I decided I was going to start my own nail polish Instagram account. Before then, I just had it on my own Instagram account. I would post nail pictures. And I remember one of my colleagues at work was like, oh, you post pictures of your nails all the time. Like, I don't want to follow you for that. I think before I started my own one, I'd got up to about 150 followers who followed me on my personal account, mainly for nail polish. But then I decided we're going to switch gears and I'm going to keep it separate. And this is before the days that you could easily toggle between the 2 accounts, so I had to completely log out, log back in every single time. So like I say, April 13, I started my nail polish Instagram account. So at the end of 2013, I started thinking about a YouTube channel. In the 2013, middle of 2013, I created a channel just under my own name, and I used it to watch and comment on people's videos. Like people like Holly and Jess and Lindsay and Yuki were like my first 4 people that I kind of saw on YouTube. So I would comment on their videos and watch from that. So the idea of me making YouTube videos came in at the end of 2013. Now I'm going to make a separate video which will be up in a couple of weeks about my YouTube journey and hints and tips for YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm going to speak a little bit about it in this video, but I'm aware that not everybody's here for YouTube advice, so they'll be split for you in that respect. So I started practicing on my iPhone, and I started just doing little fake YouTube videos, and I thought to myself, do you know what, I think I'm going to do this. So I will talk more about the backstory of YouTube channel in my other video. So in February I uploaded my first ever videos. They are still on this channel, but they're not great quality. I would say maybe the first 5 or 6 were a bit subpar, and then I kind of stepped it up a little bit, and we had a little bit better lighting, and it was a bit better flow to the videos. So yeah, that is when it was February 2014 I started my YouTube channel. August of 2014 I got a shout out from Hannah E Nails It, and she shouted out my YouTube channel as a YouTube up and comer that people should look out for. And then in the and then a couple of weeks after that I started talking to Jess from Jess Face IT, and we have had a firm friendship ever since that day from 2014 right up until now. And then I say met because I've never met these people, but I met then Lindsay, Zenora and Holly about Christmas 2014, and we started doing collaborative videos with each other quarterly in 2015. So that is kind of up until now point of view. I couldn't think really what else I wanted to structure this video, so I just had a few odd thoughts. The first thought is about indies. Now, when did I start getting indie nail polishes? I don't know the date. I think it was the end of 2013, just before I started my YouTube channel, because I went back and rewatched some YouTube videos, and I kind of mentioned that I was new to them at that point. So the first indies that I ever bought I still own, and I bought these 4 from Rainbow Connection. And this is when I think what happened was, I think Rainbow Connection started, and then I put in an order very quickly when they opened, and I bought 2 hair polish and 2 Black Cat lacquer. The Black Cat lacquer, this first one is an exclusive, I believe, to Rainbow Connection, and this was called Celestial Dancer. This beautiful blue jelly with large glitters. I then got Let It Snow, which is absolutely stunning, a bright blue with white glitters, silver glitters and little baby blue glitters. And then the 2 hair polish that I got, the first one was called Bury the Hatchet Fish, which is this taupe base with purple glitter in it, and Dancing Bird of Paradise, which is a pink base with chunky pink glitter in it. There I placed my first ever individual direct orders to an indie seller in the summer, and that was, I first of all bought some from Lacalicious, which is now known as Polish M, and then after that I did a massive dollish polish order just before I got married in 2014. That's why I can remember that. Now when I came back from getting my honeymoon in August of 2014, I did a Harlow & Co order, and that was insane to me, having all of those brands right there, because at the time, like I say, Rainbow Connection was only just starting, so it didn't have the massive variety of brands that it now has today. So I went to Harlow & Co and I spent over 100 Canadian, and then you get free shipping, and I absolutely loved it, and that spurred the indie journey all the way through to what it is today, where I think I buy indies more than I do mainstream. My favourite mainstream brand has changed throughout the years. I firmly was a favourite China Glaze girl at the start, but now I'm definitely more OPI. Obviously Zoya and Butter London and Deborah Lippmann and Essie have come into my life since the start and the early days, but I just love OPI. I don't know why. I think they're more innovative. I think that the mixture of 6 and 12 piece collections is great. I just think that, to me, China Glaze seems to dupe themselves a lot, and that's why I haven't bought a China Glaze in, I couldn't even tell you. I just got Pearl Jam in as a gift, but I can't tell you the last day that I bought a China Glaze, which is really sad, because I think that it's weird that they used to be my favourite brand, and now I definitely prefer OPI, and I prefer Zoya and Essie over them. But yeah, OPI is my favourite. I think they're so innovative and they move forward with the times. They do great collaborations, and yeah, overall 9 out of 10 times OPI hits it out the park, and they always have great formulas. A little bit about my nail polish storage. When I first started, I had a little plastic box. It was literally sort of this size, and I just sort of stuck them in there, and I hated them chinking together. And then I moved on and got a Helma, and I can't remember when I got my first Helma. I think it was either for Christmas or I get my second one for Christmas. I definitely got my second one for Christmas in 2014. But I must have had one before then, because I remember going to IKEA and picking it out and building it. It was all very exciting. So I now have 2 IKEA Helmas, and on top of that I have 2 like storage plastic acrylic storage setups. And I don't really want to get a third Helma, basically because I don't have the space for one. So I have destashed a little bit to try and keep myself, but I've still got at least 1 or 2 drawers that are pretty much empty in my second Helma, so I'm not as full as I could be. I did do about 18 months ago, I did an overview of my collection, so if you want an update and an overview, I'm more than happy to do that, so let me know down below if you're interested. And the last thing that I was going to talk about is how my collection and my collecting has changed over the years. Like I say, in the early days I was all about getting them all, getting them cheaply and not really caring, just building up bulk. Nowadays, before I buy nail polishes, I am more, I'll look at a review, I'll look at dupes, I'll do a lot more investigating. So don't get me wrong, sometimes I buy them on a whim, like in TK Maxx I normally just buy. But if I'm going to buy online, or if I'm going to go to Sally specifically to get a polish, I will kind of do a little bit of research around it, and do I want it, am I going to wear it more than once? I generally think about my nail polish purchases a lot more now, whether that's because I have a child and I have more financial responsibility outside of nail polish. Maybe that's why. That's not, to me, that's not a conscious decision, but it might be involved. I don't know, but I definitely am a lot more picky with how I spend my money on nail polish these days. So that was my 200th YouTube video, my nail polish journey and story. Thank you so much for sitting with me. I know this is a bit different style of video than what you're used to, and I really appreciate it. Give me a big old thumbs up and subscribe. Leave any questions that you have down below, and I will either answer them in the comments or I will save them and do a Q&A around Christmas time, so either way. And keep an eye out for my YouTube journey, which will be up next week, and that will have hints and tips that I found useful for having a YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being with me for 200 videos and for watching this long rambly video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.